Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 3. We're here with Race 10. We're on City Speeders. It is the sequel or the updated version to Flat Speeders by Shady Plays YT. And there's a lot more to it, but before we get over to the track, I noticed the chat's been really active before I've got going here, and we actually have Demon joining us awake for once to catch one, and yes, 9th. A rough start to the season, but the last race actually picking up some decent points, so maybe trying to make a bit of a comeback as we are through about a quarter of the season. But yeah, quite a few people in the chat, so hello everyone. I did hydrate. I've actually got a killer sore throat at the moment, but I'm hoping it's not going to affect me too much during this stream. But yeah, I did hydrate. I saw that come through. Made sure to have a drink just as I was transitioning over to this. But yeah, we've got Superboss leading with 192. Jimmy in second with 191, a 1 point difference between first and second. Azur in third with 177. Marnie in fourth, dropping out of the top three for the first time. Then we have Iceman, Pesky Bird, Cheese, Boer, and Demon. Anyway, I'll mute if I need to cough. It's all good. Pesky Bird calling for the comeback time. Right, let's head over to the track then. So you'll see the familiar side of City Speeders and the new addition over the back, and I still think this is a work in progress. I get to watch live for a change. It says your day off work. Brilliant. It's good to hear. The more, the merrier. But the best way to watch it is live. So we have obviously the original parts that everyone knows. In testing on this track, it did crash my game the first time. I'm hoping that was a one-off, a random occurrence. I did remove some of the confetti shooters just to try and put a little less strain on the computer, because I don't know if that could have had an effect. So you'll all recognise these areas with some small changes. We now have some spinners, and the shortcuts and long cuts, I think they were referred to previously, work a little different from what I've seen. So racing the city, we've now got to jump over the crossroads instead of an area to collide. An interesting change there. Obviously we've got our long cuts and shortcuts here, some more spinners added. We have this new extended section. We have a long ladder and a quick ladder. I guess a slow ladder and a fast ladder probably makes more sense. And we have a bit of a wipeout arena to go through, which is very costly if you fall. It's very slow if you fall. Just seeing, catch up on the chat as we go around. So Cheese and I were chilling together trackside after falling off last season. Yeah, I've had some interesting moments on this. There is a pit of shame. From what I've seen, someone always ends up in there. So we're going to see who ends up in the pit of shame. At least one person will be DNFing at that point. I have a bad feeling about this. No jinxing, our demon will win today. We've got a jinx on the go already. And yes, we have more spinners. Quite a long track. Around over the bridge, back through the area we already know about. This area no longer has the zigzaggy bit, which slows everyone down loads. It's now much more straightened out. Obviously, we still have the Stormy house, which is good to see, where Stormy got stuck on a previous season. And all the way back around, there is a little portal here to fire you out back down to the start-finish. DNF Pesky Bird right away. The beep's already starting in the chat. Well, let's get everyone onto the grid. So 6 laps. 6 laps around this track. We do have Pesky Bird starting at the front. and Superboss at the back. Reverse grid from previous race as always. And let's get this race going. And it is running at painfully low speeds right now. And I think that is to do with the frames. Just trying to save some frames here. See if I can speed up. It may slow down again. We'll just see how it goes. But Boyer's going to get a good launch off the start, but roughly that second part. Pesky with a great outside line. Going to be followed by Boyer, Jimmy, Marnie, Cheese, Demon as a Iceman, and then Superboss at the back. So flying around the next bend, squeezing through more of the nails. Boyer's going to hug the outside wall. Jimmy's going to get a pass around Marnie, who got a little bit stuck there for a second, some time loss. And Cheese is going to squeeze their way through. But Pesky Bird's going to be leading. Jimmy in second. Cheese is going to squeeze Boyer out against the wall there, but Boyer's going to do the same back. So a battle going on between Boyer and Cheese, heading down the first straight of the city section. And it's not good news for Iceman. Not good news for Iceman on lap 1. Imagine to get stuck on one of the nails. Yep, F's in the chat, you know the drill. Iceman is out on lap 1. We'll see if they get set free at all. Jimmy's been knocked around the long cut, so's Boyer. No one, well, Pesky Bird, the only one to get through the shortcut so far. I think you need to hug the right side of this area to get through. Cheese might be doing, yep, Cheese pulling it off wonderfully there, showing how it's done. We'll just double check. Iceman is definitely stuck. But it might not be over yet. Lap 1 could get set free, might be able to gain at least a spot or two if anyone else gets stuck. Any shortcuts, long cuts, or as Cheese is getting forced down the long way here, but might get picked up by the spinner to help them out. They do, although it's not helping too much as well. Jimmy's managed to just stop in the middle of the road. Not sure what Jimmy's doing there, but mine's going to give them a little push to get going again. Almost getting stuck themselves. With all this chaos going on, Pesky Bird and Boyer are breaking away big time. You see his own Superboss cutting through in front of Marnie there, but fighting for those positions. Marnie trying not to give them up. As we have Pesky Bird and Boyer side by side, having some real issues getting onto the ladder here. I'm not sure why they're struggling so much. But there we go, Boyer gets on. Pesky Bird did finally make it on with some assist from Cheese. So some difficulties going on the entrance to this ladder. I don't think there's enough speed to get over that lip unless you get a decent bounce back. There we go, Demon and Jimmy make it on. Let's watch them go over the obstacles. Cheese and Pesky Bird both fall. Boyer jumps the first one but then falls. Anyone going to make it over? It doesn't look like it. This could be a chance for Demon or Jimmy to try and make some time. He's currently leading, going over the balls, making it in one. That was some incredible moves there by Cheese, flying past this section. Most of the time people fail this from what I've seen in testing. So for Cheese to pull that off on lap 1, incredible stuff. So Cheese is going to be leading by quite a bit here. Now Pesky Bird heading round. The checkpoints are quite spread out, so you'll notice the leaderboard doesn't update that quick sometimes. As you can see there, Pesky Bird is going to end up in the pit of shame, but makes it past. And Azure making their way around, just missing it. Oh, Pesky Bird's been blocked, and Boyer has gone into the pit of shame. It is a sad ending for the race of Boyer. The bad luck just keeps on coming. Had a little freeze there. Just hoping it doesn't crash. And Azure is in second, trying to chase Cheese down. Both very far ahead right now. But this does give a chance to Iceman, if they can get going again, could at least gain one spot, getting past Boer. You can see everyone quite spread out at the moment. Can watch Cheese complete the first lap of the race. Bit of a bounce there, trying not to get stuck. And then Azure making their way round. Demon hoping for Cheese's downfall. The competition is wild. Pesky Bird currently in third, Superboss just behind in fourth, Jimmy in fifth, Demon sixth, Manny seventh. All quite close together in the middle pack. So Pesky Bird with a good run down the outside. Superboss is going to go a bit slow through there. Jimmy having some trouble as well. He's going to go for the inside, which isn't the quickest way through. Which means Demon is going to gain. We'll see here. Can Demon get past? No, Jimmy's going to block Demon out. Just closing the door. Is not going to let the overtake happen at all here. And then Marnie just making their way around. And Iceman is on the move again. I'm not sure who set them free between Cheese and Azure. I'm also noticing they're going back round again, and Iceman's just got stuck again. So I think there's still nails here that are invisible, and Iceman's managed to just get stuck on another one. Azure's deciding to go back around the final section. So I think there's going to be Azure dropping positions soon. So I didn't really catch what happened there, but by the looks of things, both Iceman and Azure have taken a wrong turn. They've ended up going back around the final section once again. We see Marnie taking the shortcut. I think quite a few people got through there. So there we go. We'll start to see the positions catch up now, as everyone makes their way through checkpoints. So Iceman needing to get set free again if they want to gain another position. Cheese getting the shortcut here. This could be huge for Cheese. Moving up into first and with the fastest lap. Oh, and a nearly perfect run over that first obstacle section. Same with Pesky, where Jimmy makes it all the way across. Oh, just failing on the final ball though. And yeah, as soon as I mentioned Iceman gets moving again, just ends up stuck. We'll see if Cheese can make it happen. No. Fails the last ball as well. Pesky Bird maybe? No, failing on the third. So Jimmy is now going to be leading. Cheese is going to be in second. You have to ignore the fact it says Azure in first. That will change once everyone completes the next lap. That is just down to the big checkpoint separation and the way it counts them. As we pass by Boer once again in the pit of shame. Not having fun this season. It's been unfortunate. It has been unfortunate, especially the last couple of races. Oh, and Demon doesn't make the jumps. Going to have to go back round again. Now going to be side by side with Pesky Bird. And Cheese is chasing down Jimmy. You can see Superboss in the background. And there's something going on with Marnie here. They are still moving, just very slowly. Thought they might have ended up getting stuck down there somehow. So it looks like Pesky Bird's had some trouble through that section. Demon's breaking away and Superboss is closing the gap slightly. But up at the front is still close between Jimmy and Cheese. See if anyone knocks Iceman free yet again. Of course, Iceman's teammate Jimmy will. Jimmy could use Iceman to an advantage here, try and block Cheese, slow them down. We'll see what happens. Moving out the way to let Jimmy through. As we head on to lap 3. Bit of a rough section through there. Cheese not far behind still. And then we see Demon making their way around, currently in 3rd. Pesky Bird being chased down by Superboss in the background. So everyone spreading out quite a bit now. Iceman has not overtaken you yet because Iceman hasn't actually managed to go around a whole lap yet. Something had happened around this. That's what would have happened. What Jimmy just did there. That is a painful route to take. My goodness, that is a long cut and a half. That literally costs you the race. So that is what happened to Iceman. So Iceman has yet to complete that lap. Demon with a big shortcut there is going to close the gap on Cheese massively. But Jimmy having to redo that whole section is going to be very costly. Oh, he did overtake. Okay, yeah, ignore me. I didn't think he had done the whole lap. Thought there was a section skipped. So when they go through the next checkpoints, we should now see Cheese going up into 1st. There we go. Pesky Bird has overtaken Demon, so they're going to be close together. Pesky Bird currently in 2nd, Demon in 3rd. The rivalry going on between Pesky Bird and Demon. Both going to take the same route. Demon with a bit more speed. We'll see how the entry is. It's a bounce. But Demon's going to get on 1st. Pesky Bird having some difficulties. Does make it on though. Not stuck there for too long. We'll see Cheese going over the obstacles. Getting knocked off. Could be a chance here for Demon or Pesky Bird. They'll be very close together coming into this section. With the stall there by Demon, going to slow Pesky Bird down. It's actually ended up really bad for both of them, very costly. Both going to lose a lot of time. Cheese already approaching the end of the 2nd set of obstacles. Now we've got a battle going on between Superboss and Marnie now as well. So it's currently still saying Jimmy in 1st, but ignore that. It's currently Cheese in 1st, Pesky Bird in 2nd, Demon in 3rd, Superboss 4th, Marnie 5th. Also, Demon was also quicker through the 2nd section of obstacles there. Pesky Bird losing quite a bit of time. Got another little freeze. Let's see what's going on with Cheese. Yeah, the gap isn't that big. Demon isn't that far behind Cheese right now. Cheese needs to make this jump, just scraping over. That was close. And Demon with a great jump over there. A little stall on the landing, but I think that's closing the gap a little bit. See Iceman a lap down, just coming around. Pesky Bird having some difficulties in the spinner. Zoom out a bit here so we can see what's going on everywhere. Say everywhere in this section. So Pesky Bird going for the jump. Will they time it right? They do. It's a good jump. And Demon just chasing down Cheese. Looks like Marnie's managed to break away from Superboss. So now Superboss and Azure are quite close together. So we head back around to the race leader, heading past Stormy's house. So heading towards lap 4, Cheese is going to be leading. But Demon gradually closing this gap. And it was a decent exit there, good line against the wall. Can't make it all the way down without hitting anything, so going to lose a bit of speed. Could have gone for the overtake there. It's going to be just behind Cheese, a bit of a bump on the corner. But the race is on between the top two right now. So Cheese going for the inside, Demon along the outside, a good line. Makes it through clean. It's going to get past Cheese. It's going to block them out for a second there. Very close here. No jinxing being done here. You only have yourself to blame. The pressure is on. This Demon is starting to break away from Cheese. Cheese ended up having to take the long route round there. And Demon getting through the shortcut as well. This could be quite a big play. Cheese is going to get set back slightly, but then does go through the shortcut. So Demon making quite a bit of time here away from Cheese. Then going back, we see a big gap back to Pesky Bird, currently in third. And then a huge gap all the way back to Marnie in fourth. With Superboss and Jimmy not far behind. And Jimmy actually managing to stay in front of Azure after that big setback. Jimmy. So Jimmy was doing well at staying in front of Azure after that big setback. But has managed to get stuck. Is that the same position that Iceman got stuck, or at least a similar position? So after the two icebreakers having such a strong previous race, it is not going well at all for them on this track. So Zoe's going to set Jimmy free, but also get the overtake. So they're going to have to battle it out there. See Superboss taking the long route there. Let's see what's going on up at the front. It looks like the battle is still on between Cheese and Demon. Cheese moving up into the lead, but failing on the second set of obstacles here. It's all down to Demon. Lining up the jump, just as bad. just as bad. So Cheese is going to keep hold of the lead there. And Pesky Bird closing the gap. If Pesky Bird can get a good jump across the bulls on this section, this could be huge for them. And it is a perfect jump. It's going to move past Demon and up into second. A huge play for Pesky Bird. And what is this? What is this? I thought only one could end up in here. But Cheese has managed to line up the shot and has joined Bwert in the pit of shame. That is a disaster for Cheese. F's in the chat for Cheese. Big F's. That is a rough moment for Cheese. Gone from battling out up at the top to ending up in the pit of shame. Giving Bwert some company. And that means Pesky Bird moves up into first, Demon moves up into second, and it is a massive gap from second to third. Very little pressure for the top two right now from anyone else. There's pressure for each other, but going all the way back here for third. It looks like there is room for three. I mean, I thought once one went in it closed, but it looks like the trigger's not active anymore. So it looks like there's probably space for a third. We'll see if anyone is unfortunate enough to end up there. Azert and Superboss are going to be side by side coming off the second obstacle here. And Jimmy almost making it all the way across. Could have joined that battle, but falling on the last hurdle there. So we're going to leave the top two racing for a little bit while we see what's going on with Azert and Superboss around this section. And then we'll go and check on them. So Azert with the jump makes it over clean. Superboss as well. So still going to be battling it out. Superboss on the inside lane is going to be a bit quicker. Azert will have the inside lane to the next corner though. Superboss with the better line carries a bit more speed on the exit. Is going to stay in front of Azert. Azert's going to try and lunge for the inside. Makes the pass, but Superboss again with more speed. Azert's going to do another inside lunge. And it looks like the lunges pay off for Azert here. They're going over the bridge. Superboss is going to get past again. Azert with another big lunge. It's not going to let Superboss pass that easily. Azert wants to keep hold of this position. So our race leader heading on their way. I thought for a second there they're almost going to end up in the really bad long cut section. Demon's having to take the longer route around here, around the traffic. Going to lose quite a bit of time. Close as well there. Iceman getting the teleporter skip. Unfortunately isn't going to gain positions from that. Still being quite far behind and over a lap down. But Pesky Bird just cruising up at the front at the moment. Just increasing the gap. Increasing that lead. Demon having difficulties taking all the long routes possible in second. Giving Marnie a chance to try and close the gap. But with only a couple of laps left, I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. Gonna have to pull some magic out there. And Azert currently in fourth. Superboss having some difficulties there. Trying to get around these corners and get past the nails. In fifth, Jimmy still holding the fastest lap. Might be able to keep hold of that for an extra point. Is in sixth. Cheese is in seventh. And may remain there, whether Iceman actually could gain another position. So Cheese may drop to 8th, and will be remaining in 9th. Just had to have a quick hydrate. So I can feel my throat drying up. Too much excitement. So Marnie is now very close to Demon, but having difficulties getting onto the ladder. See another hydration. In fact, you know what? While we're watching the ladder and trying to see Marnie get on, I will. I say I wouldn't usually during the races, but I can get away with it here. And Demon almost with a great run through there. We will see if Marnie does any better. Pesky Bird's already on the move. That is a rough bounce. Marnie doesn't quite make it over that first section, but Demon falling early on the second section could be very costly. You're going to have to do a lot to catch up with Pesky Bird at this point. A perfect run by Marnie is going to move them up to second. Demon is going to drop to third. But we could be seeing the two Eternal Darkness team members on the podium together. See Pesky Bird way off in the distance now. Jimmy making their way around. Making about halfway and falling. It's just behind Superboss here. And Azur on the next section. Superboss almost making it. He's going to drop down just behind Azur. So it's going to be close between them two. And Jimmy so close. Just bouncing off the ridge. Almost making it all the way over. Hitting the edge and dropping down. But it's going to be a close battle between 4th, 5th and 6th. See Demon heading around now. See Cheese and Boer still sat together. Gonna have anyone else joining? We don't. Superboss with a little cut over the grass there. Going up to the jump. Clean jump for both of them. As the battle continues between the two of them. Oh, and a big news up at the front. Pesky Bird is stationary. Drama in first with such a big lead on the final lap of the race. Pesky Bird is stuck. Gonna have to see what happens here as Marnie comes round. Will Pesky Bird be set free, or is this going to be another big F moment? Marnie takes a clean run down the outside, is going to move up into first. What about Demon? The rivalry of Pesky Bird and Demon. Pesky Bird's got set free again. Pesky Bird has freed themselves. The pure willpower of staying ahead of Demon has whirled Pesky Bird back into movement. Will not let their rival pass them. We see Demon heading down the start finish straight now. There's still quite a bit of a gap. But this is big for Marnie in first. Let's see how everyone takes the city section. Will we get any shortcuts? I'll try and peek around all the trees and buildings. See Pesky Bird coming through. Marnie manages to get the shortcut through and under the bridge. Doesn't look like anyone's getting the teleporter skips. To skip ahead, Pesky Bird having some difficulties there. He's going to take the long route round. Could be a chance for Demon. If Demon did jump in the teleporter there, that could have made some great time. But this is an opportunity for Demon to get the shortcut and be right behind Pesky Bird. We'll see what happens here. Demon does make it through the shortcut and closing that gap quite a bit. So we're going to go up to the front for a minute to see what's going on with Marnie, having some difficulties with the ladder once again. Could be time costly, this. Could this be the chance for Pesky Bird and Demon to close the gap to first? It's not looking good. As we can see, Pesky Bird and Demon making their way now. In fact, Superboss is joining the battle. Marnie just struggling to get on, does get on just as Pesky Bird arrives, senses the urgency, just wanting to make this final lap more intense, clearly. Pesky Bird jumping on, Demon jumping on, and here comes Superboss. Doesn't quite make it straight on, could be sat here for a while as well. Here we go, over to the obstacle jumps. Marnie doesn't quite make it over the first ones. So we're going to be in for quite an intense final lap. Pesky Bird falling at the very first hurdle there. Demon's going to drop just in front of them. They could be side by side going onto this ladder. Heading up to the bulls. Marnie's up first. Jump. Falling on the first one again. Choking on the final lap. This could be a disaster. Pesky Bird up next. Followed by Demon. Demon falls at the first one. Pesky Bird falls at the last one. I mean, Pesky Bird's going to be in front of Marnie here. And Demon's going to be quite far behind coming out of this section. Yeah, the ladder speed may need a little bit of a adjusting. Or a stronger booster or something to help them get on a bit easier. Superboss making their way around now. Jimmy just heading towards the ladder. Azur went for a big jump. Doesn't quite make it, but actually is going to pass Demon. So that terrible fall for Demon's been quite costly. But Pesky Bird now in the lead. Almost ending up in the pit there. I think maybe the triggers worked again to stop it. And Pesky Bird's going to get knocked back on the jump. So Azur's now joining the battle up at the front. I was not expecting this, and now Marnie's failed the jump as well. Absolute chaos. Azur failing as well, so Pesky was going to keep hold of first. This is a chance for Demon to make some time back. Marnie's going to be in second, making it over the jump. Azur makes it over in third. Demon makes it over in fourth. And was that a bit of teamwork? Because I don't think there's a checkpoint there, which means there won't be a missed checkpoint. I think there's a bit of teamwork there. Demon colliding with Marnie, and Marnie bringing Demon round this way with them to stay in front of Azur. A bit of cheeky play going on there by the Eternal Darkness team to try and keep that second and third place. Meanwhile, Pesky Bird with a big gap in the lead, and Demon paying the price. The Karma's come back to hit, has managed to get stuck on an apple. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for Demon. Meaning Azur is going to move back up into third. That is an F for Demon there. But it's looking good for Pesky. Coming around the final section towards the finish line. And Pesky Bird takes the win on race 10. Marnie's going to come around and take second. Azur's going to take third. Demon has managed to get moving again. So unfortunate, big loss of time, losing out on positions. Bit of a struggle in the final lap. Superboss not far behind, but with a clean final section here. Demon is going to come round and will take fourth. And also we have Superboss finishing in fifth. Jimmy will be finishing in sixth and securing the fastest lap, which means there'll then be Iceman in seventh, Cheese in eighth, and Boer in ninth. Pesky Bird saying 3 wins now. That's big points, big points. And Jimmy, still no podiums for Demon. Nope. Unfortunately not. We almost saw one. But it is still big points. And I think we're going to see some changes in the standings from this. Marnie still staying consistent. Get my words out. Marnie still staying consistent this season with another top 3 finish. But we will go over to our winner. Go over to the winner cam. So congratulations to Pesky Bird. Claps in the chat. Congrats. Good race. It really came down to it. Everyone started spreading out a bit and then it all came down to it in the final lap. Drama and chaos as always. So we're going to wait for the DNF timer to count down. Just to secure those positions. And there we go. The 3 DNFs of Iceman, Cheese, and Boer. Can we restart the season? Unfortunately not. But there will always be next season. There's always next season. Hey, and there's still time this season. The season is far from over. Still plenty of races to go. Plenty of chances to get points. But of course, there is always next season as well. So for those watching this on YouTube, head over to the Discord if you want to take part. You can sign up there. Head over to the Twitch to watch live. And subscribe and leave a like if you're enjoying. It really helps me out. And lets me know that people are enjoying watching them. But yeah, definitely go sign up. The next season should have even bigger prizes and hopefully more competitors. Still barely over a third of the way through the season. Yep, there is loads of opportunities. Loads of opportunities. It's not hopeless. All is not lost. But I'm going to go over and put the results on the leaderboard, and I'll be back with the updated standings in just a minute. Alright, the results have been entered, and let's head over to the standings. So after that race, there's been a bit of movement on the standings. Superboss is leading with 209. Jimmy is second with 207. Marnie is back up into the top 3. Now in third with 201. Azur is fourth with 199. Pesky Bird is fifth with 194. Iceman is sixth with 188. Cheese is seventh with 165. Boer is eighth with 161. And Demon, even with 2 fairly good races, still in ninth, but not far behind now with 156. I kind of agree with Boer there. I was actually expecting some movement at the bottom there. But I guess as we do only have 9 competitors and everyone does score points, it's still not quite enough with such a rough start to the season from Demon. It's not quite enough to actually get past Boer yet. But next race will be if it plays out the same. So we'll see if Boer can make a bit of a comeback in tomorrow's race, the final race of the week, or whether Demon's going to move up from that 9th position finally. We will have to see. And we'll see what's going on with the top 3 as well. Will Marnie still be able to hold on to a top 3 spot? Will they get knocked out? Will Superboss keep hold of first? Will Jimmy stay second? All these questions will be answered. And the next race will be another Marble GP track. Marble GP Germany. So we have that to look forward to tomorrow. Good way to end the week. But that is going to do it for this stream. Serious thanks for the streams once again. No problem at all. And GG to Peskybird, of course. Thanks for the race stream as always. Tomorrow I welcome you all to my homeland. Have a good one. Yep, we have an Iceman track. And should have home advantage, proper home advantage on this one for Iceman. So we'll see if Iceman can pull something out there. But yes, that will do it for this stream. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.